bienvenue and welcome to the lovely little realm I fondly call famous interviews. If you're a repeater, merci beaucoup. If it's your first time, loosen up, unbuckle and slide down into a comfy position. For today, we shall share a romp with the timeless treasure of the art world, confabulate with the bona fide factory of fantasy, call upon a trailblazer of a nearly contemporary Academy of the Avant-Garde. Or perhaps the après-garde would be more apt, as quite a bit of time has passed since his heyday. Yes, his. Surprise! For today, there'll be no beating around the bush, no hemming, no hawing, no prevaricating or sitting on the face. Fence! Heavens, sitting on the fence. I shall go straight to the point before I lose it entirely. In case the sumptuous scenery hasn't given it away already, designed by our very own Beauregard. I'm sure all of you watching, astute observers that I know you are, have already guessed that today we shall have the rare pleasure of chatting with the world-renowned illustrator, designer, director, painter, and cinematographer, Andy Warhol. Yes, so let's not dawdle or dilly-dally or further delay our delight. I always find it useful to lubricate before opening up to a nice, long session. Now I'm properly moist. So let us commence la conjuration, incantation and materialization of our guest. Ready? Come down from your lair. Oh dear. Oh no. With your white bushy hair and fill my side chair. Oh. Learned myself. Precious Andy Warhol, my reverence is far from ironic. Your name and artwork are iconic. Do come to me now and tell us all how your impact became so tectonic. Commune with us, Andy Warhol. Commune with us. Peer right here in my little sphere. And chop chop, Mr. Warhol. We're airing live. On tape, of course. Who are you? What could it be? Was your transubstantiation substantially trans? Never mind, never mind. Welcome, Andy Warhol, to famous interviews. Who are you talking to? Oh, the voice changed as well. I'm talking to you, love. At least I hope it's you. You see, I summoned Andy Warhol and, well, here you are. You got your channels mixed up. I'm not Andy Warhol. I'm Wendy Warhol. Beg pardon? I am Wendy Warhol. No. I don't know who you are, but I know who I am. I am Lady Mary Pozah, who interviews formerly living legends on me chat show, Famous Interviews. We're recording a program right now to be broadcast live later. How can it be live later if you're recording it now? It's complicated. Blimey, I've forgotten your name. Wendy Warhol. Of course. Wendy Warhol. My intended guess was Andy Warhol. Seem to have gotten me holes crossed. I'll see. But you're better off with me anyway. Oh, how so? He was pretty boring. Really? So boring he could make exciting art out of a soup can? What's so exciting about tomato soup? And why would anybody paint a can anyway? Because it was part of the culture. That's what you say. And it wasn't even a real painting. True, it was a silk screen. But before Andy did silk screens, he did paintings and made comic strips.
How do you make a comic strip?
Tell him his body's a joke?
Ha ha! Very funny.
I do wonder why he stopped painting, though.
I saw an interview where he said he didn't paint anymore because he hated objects.
I think I know the one you're referring to. In front of that museum, in front of Elvis Presley.
He did an interview with Elvis Presley?
Not to my knowledge, darling. This was one of those silk screens of his. Actually, there were two of him.
There were two Elvis Presleys?
No, sweetie. Only the one. Two silk screens of Elvis. Now back to Andy. Funny him saying he hated objects, considering his infatuation with Campbell's cans and Brillo's boxes. I wonder why he didn't choose any more moving subjects.
Moving like his orange car crash 14 times.
When once is enough. And what's so moving about a fender bender?
Well, I guess you'd have to move pretty fast to crash.
Not on my computer. So as long as you've replaced Andy as today's guest, why don't you tell us something about yourself? We know plenty about Andy and Elvis, but nothing at all. Nothing of you.
Well, I was a boomer just like them.
Actually, Andy and Elvis weren't boomers. Andy was born in 1928 and Elvis in 1935. So they were from the silent generation.
Could have fooled me. Elvis wasn't so silent. Andy was, though.
Yes. It seems what Andy wanted most was to be left alone to churn out all sorts of things in his factory.
For a loner, he sure spent a lot of time with other people. He hung out with all the biggest movie stars and celebrities and went to the hottest clubs.
You mean like Studio 54?
Yeah, like that. It's almost like there are more pictures of him than by him. Him with Liza, him with Dolly Parton, Austin, Bianca Jagger.
Mick Jagger's ex.
Yeah. Cher, Michael Jackson, Lou Reed.
Lou Reed. Well, don't forget Divine and Truman Capote, both of whom, like you, were on this show.
You must have been on the air forever. How old are you?
A lady never reveals her ring count. So, let's get back to you. Wendy, what did you do while you were alive? Vocationally speaking.
I was a professional girl.
One might have guessed.
Yeah. I was an internationally ignored actress. I played a lot of roles, mostly non-speaking. I did cabaret shows, too.
Oh. Were you a singer?
Yeah, I wrote my own songs.
Any I might know?
No. But I could show you a little snatch if you like.
No, I think a bit. Oh, you mean a bit of song. Ebert, give her a spot.
I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I'm impulsive that way. It's not like it's a crime. I see who I want to see when I want to see him. I've always been this way. All I want is a little fun. I want to give my love away. It might be the shade of his eyes or the shine of her hair. Maybe it's just the way they look into my eyes. knows all the kisses I give are the love that we make for anything more than just play. And last I heard, it's still not a crime to give your love away. So why should I be sorry if soon I can't recall the place or the time that we met? That would falsely imply that it's worth remembering. I don't lie to them, and I never lie to myself. I do who I want to do when I want to do 'em, and I want to all of the time. It's not like it's a crime yet, and I will not feel ashamed. So take my love if it's offered to you, 'cause my mind can change. I'm sometimes fickle that way. And I think it's sublime to give my love away. And why should I be sorry for hearts I might have broken? They should be thankful to me for giving of myself something worth remembering.
You showed us quite a large bit of Snatch, didn't you, love? You wrote the lyrics as well?
Yeah, sure. You know, I was also in Cats on Broadway. I played a kitten, but I hated it.
You hated your pussy?
No, a certain actress. If I moved an inch during her song, she'd read me the riot act afterwards. And I got a chronic rash from all that makeup, and so I couldn't stop scratching.
Oh, you had cat scratch fever, did you?
Yeah, I guess. But I got even with her. Every night before curtain, she had a cup of English breakfast tea. So the night after she yelled at me and reported me to the stage manager, I sneaked a teaspoon of hot chili oil into her tea. Her throat got so burned she couldn't go on. She blamed it on me, of course. They couldn't prove anything, but I still got fired. Then I got a movie.
Well, there's an upside to every evil deed. Anything I might have seen?
Probably not. Party of One. It was about a fading drag queen. Kind of a cliche.
So what role did you play in the movie?
I was in the audience. You couldn't really see all of me, just the back of my head.
Well, cinematographers often have a talent for zooming in on one's best feature, n'est-ce pas? Much like Andy had a way of zooming in on the cultural zeitgeist.
I never really cared for his oeuvre.
His oeuvre? My, that's a big word.
It means all his work. Paintings and movies and stuff. I think they were kind of mundane.
Tell that to his banker. When he bit the bullet, he was estimated to be worth $220 million. That's the kind of mundane I could learn to get used to.
Money ain't everything. It can't buy happiness.
And 1,000 other tropes. But back to Andy. You maintain you feel no fondness for all of the many wonderful works of Warhol.
Yeah. I never cared for op art.
Andy was a pop artist, not an op artist, but pop artist, dear. So if not Andy, what artists, if any, did you like?
I don't know. Maybe that ceiling guy in the Vatican. Michael, I forget his last name.
That ceiling guy was Michelangelo.
Yeah, that's the one.
I've always found his pietà to be quite alluring.
Is that Italian for pee-pee?
Pietà, dear. It's a statue of the Virgin with her son.
Huh. Wonder how we found a model. I don't know any virgins. Not a single one.
Why does that not surprise me? But, love, after a certain age, most of us give way to certain...
Urges? Cravings? Hormones?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Well, excluding, of course, girls of a higher calling. Not call girls, mind, but more the St. Teresa type. So, any other artists you fancied? Perhaps a tad more contemporary?
Oh yeah, that Van Gogh guy. Talk about emotion. I could feel it in every painting, every stroke of his hand.
I imagined he must have perfected that hand stroke during all of those lonely nights in Arles. You know, I have a Van Gogh in my apartment.
Wow, you must be rich. You have a real Van Gogh?
No, don't be daft, dear. A print, darling, a Met Museum print. An original would be a bit out of me income orbit. I'm afraid you'd have to be in another income galaxy to afford one of his paintings. Quel fromage?
No thanks, I'm not hungry.
Have you seen Andy's Liz Taylor?
Well, I saw Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh, dear. No, dear. I speak, dear, of the silk screen of Liz on a red background. In fact, there's a copy right over there.
Oh yeah. Hey, that one looks just like you.
How clever of you to have noticed. Yes, c'est moi. I, too, have been immortalized.
Wow, you haven't changed. Even your hair.
The tick-tock of time has been charitable.
But your hair was white all the way back then?
Yes, all the way back then. I turned prematurely white after a life-changing shock to my system.
Gee, must have been a doozy.
A doozy? How quaint. Yes, my dear, it turned right after a certain scalawag abandoned me at the altar, even while I was brewing his heir.
Ruin his hair? You mean like boil, toil and trouble?
Quel surprising citation. Well, you did claim to have been an actress, didn't you? And no witchcraft. By brewing his heir, I meant I was with child.
Aren't you kind of mature to be expecting?
Not now, heavens. Back when I was abandoned by that bohemian.
Oh, he was an artist?
Of a sort. A con artist.
You could have dyed your hair, you know.
As you do.
Oh, this is nothing. I used to do all the colors.
All at once.
Not all the time. One at a time, mostly.
It never ceases to amaze me what a variety of styles you spirits sport. Of course, Andy was going bald, so he wore a wig.
He wore a wig?
Oh, yes, famously.
Well, what do you know? Ha!
You know, Andy was not only known for his can and his box, but also his films. Chelsea Girls, Empire, Flesh, trash.
Yeah, trash. That's what I thought. All that experimental stuff. Who'd want to sit through an 8-hour movie of the Empire State Building? The only thing I liked about any of his movies was Joe D'Alessandro. Wow, he was hot.
Yes, he was. And wasn't afraid to show it either.
Yeah, couldn't keep his pietà in his pants. Hey, that's Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, you've never seen it before.
Yes, you've never seen it before?
Of course I have.
Of course I have.
Stop that.
Stop that.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? I saw Andy do this in an interview. He kept repeating what the interviewer said. Not much of a conversationalist, was he? It was kind of creepy.
Perhaps he didn't feel comfortable when not in his own domain.
The factory.
Yes. Though I'm not sure he was too gassy even there.
Maybe that's why he died.
Beg pardon?
Well, he had an operation. Maybe it was because he was too gassy.
Fatal flatulence? I'm afraid you flubbed the facts, pet. He died of a cardiac arrest after a gallbladder operation. And dearest, by gassy I didn't mean cutting the fromage. I meant loquacious.
Huh?
Talkative.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
I thought I did. Now, speaking of an untimely termination, might I ask how it was you met yours?
I'd rather not say.
Don't be shy. It'll be just between you and me.
I was electrocuted.
Were you a criminal then? A murderer? Did you finally kill that girl and cats?
No! I was using a pair of electric nipple clamps and they malfunctioned. Zap! Thought I was coming, but I was going.
How appalling!
Could have been worse.
What's worse than death?
I could have died before my third orgasm.
Would you look at the time? I'm afraid I've been remiss.
You mean, you were? Then you weren't, and now you are again?
Dearest, darling Divy, I've been remiss in not noticing we're nearly out of time. I'm afraid we'll have to wrap up this stimulating seancical session post-haste.
Fine by me.
Thank you for dropping by, unexpected though you were, and helping us to remember our dearly intended Andy Warhol. Feel free to return to from whencever you came, whenever you're ready.
Finally. If I see Andy, I'll tell him you were looking for him.
No, thank you. And try not to shock yourself on the way up. Down. Well, there's a big cock-up.
Wendy Warhol.
I think the name speaks volumes. An actress, or so she claims, whose best feature may be the back of her head. And imagine doing an interview about Andy Warhol with someone who doesn't like Andy Warhol. Actually, you don't have to imagine, do you? Oh, Andy. Can you ever forgive my fumbling fiasco, poor thing, who survived Valerie Solanas' 32 calibers, but not beyond misfire? Of course, I'm no radical feminist, and I'm sure you'll forgive me if ever you answer a future calling. My first failed summons. Well, there's always a first, and this was mine. Well, if we don't count the Meryl Streep fiasco, of course. And I'd gotten so good at it. Seemed I'd never fall flat. And that just goes to show you can never say never. Though I just did, twice. So that's all for today, darlings. Don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to me, Chanel. I do hope you enjoyed our little sidetracked sojourn, and will join me next time for, well, really, who knows who. Until then, I remain Lady Mary Pozah, and this has been Semi-Famous Interviews. Cheers!